Hello, my friends. As promised, I am going to attempt to make a video to show you how to make a Jacob's Ladder crochet cushion. Um, Never has mindfulness for crochet meant so much. So hopefully, if this is successful, I will be producing some more videos to show you more stitches, and hopefully, but when we get to the end of this lockdown, we can all have 2 or 3 cushions to display. So I will continue to show you how to make this. I just need to change the camera angle so that you can see what I'm doing. I hope you enjoy this video. It is the first time that I've done such a thing, so could make some mistakes. So bear with me, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Thank you. Okay, as I said, we are going to make the Jacob's Ladder stitch into a cushion. I will show you how to make this in a moment, but I just thought I would show you what a Jacob's Ladder cushion is to start with. Obviously, I haven't completed my cushion yet, but I've done enough to show you the kind of effect it's going to have. If you can, all these little loops, don't worry, that's not how it's going to look. I have plaited up one of my vertical rows of loops, and this is the kind of effect you'll get, and I'll show you how easy that is to do. I'm just going to have a go at plaiting up another one. So you've got all these little loops that you make on each row. So to plait them up, you put your crochet hook in the first one, put the second loop on the hook, and just pull that one through. Repeat that with the next loop and pull it through, and so forth. So you can begin to see how it's going to look. Carry on doing this one. So you can see when this is complete, you're going to end up with a nice cushion with lots of texture to it. When you get to the end of your cushion, on your last rows, you just pick up these loops within the fabric. So it makes a really nice cushion. Now the one I've done it to fit a 16-inch cushion pad. I've started with 67 stitches. Sorry, forgot then. Basically, it's all in multiples of 5, but when you do your beginning chain, you need to make multiples of 5 plus 2 stitches. Or alternatively, you could do the foundation stage cast on, and then you would just cast on 65 trebles. I am making mine in Stylecraft DK, but you can use any oddments of wool that you have. It's a good stash buster, although as you can see, I've chosen my favourite blue colours to do mine in. But basically, you can do it in however many colours you like. You need at least 2 colours. It does look quite effective if you do a few more, but it's up to you, whatever you have in the stash. So to start off with, as I said, I made 67 chain, and then you treble into the 4th chain from your hook, and then treble all the way across for your first row. So you end up with 65 trebles. The next row, you make a chain at the end of your row of trebles and turn your work, and then you make a row of double crochet stitches right the way across, again 65. You then need to change your colour. I'm starting each row with a standing treble stitch, so I put a loop on my hook and I just make a treble stitch. You can really join your yarn however way you wish. I just find it easier to get rid of all the loose ends doing it the way I do it. So I had two of these, if I can find it, two of these blue ends on the end of the row. So when I start my next row, sorry, I hope you can see that. When I start my next row, just as we did when we made our ripple blankets, I just crochet these behind the stitches to fasten them in for about 10 stitches, and then I will put them on a needle and bring them back through the stitches to the end and cut the ends off. So it makes a nice, neat way of fastening off your ends. Okay, so the first row that you do the loops on. So you've done a row of trebles followed by a row of double crochet. Join on your new colour, and then basically I've just started this one here. I hope you can see this. So you make 5 trebles. That counts your first standing treble, so 5 trebles. And then when you get to the next stitch, you're going to chain 10 stitches to start making a loop. If I show you here what I've done, so I've done my loop and then 5 more trebles. So now it's time to do another loop. So I'm going to put those blue stitches behind, because then I'm going to feed them back through the stitches. So I hope you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to do 10 chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've got my 10 chain, and then all you do is make a slip stitch in the top of the treble underneath those chain. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm just making a slip stitch into the top. Ooh, don't get it caught through the thread like I did. Complete your slip stitch. You've now made another loop. So you follow that by doing 5 more trebles. There you go, 5 more trebles have been made. So it's time for me now to do another loop. So 10 more chain. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then another slip stitch. I'll try and hold it closer to the camera so hopefully you can see what I am doing. So you just go into the top of the treble underneath the chain, pick up those 2 loops and slip stitch it off. That's another loop made. And basically you continue doing this right the way along to the end of the row. I'm going to actually pause the video now to get along to the end, and then I can show you what you do with the next row. Okay, I'm back again. So I have finished my row of trebles with the 10 chain loops every 5 stitches. So when I got to the end of the row, I'd done my 5 trebles to complete the row. You now have to do a row of double crochet. So using the same colour, I'm going to do 1 chain, and then you turn your work. And this row is just going to be simply double crochet. So I'm going to double crochet in the first 5 stitches to start with. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. You're now at the point where you've got your loop, and all you simply do is fold your loop down under to the front and just then carry on doing double crochet in the next 5 stitches. So yanking at my yarn to make enough come out. Okay, so that's another 5 double crochets. Fold that loop down out the way and go do a double crochet in the next 5 stitches. Fold the loop down and continue right away along to the end of the row. When you get to the end of the row, you can just do a double crochet in your last treble and then fasten off that colour, and it's time to join a new colour in. So when you join your new colour, to recap, either start with join on and start with 3 chain, or do as I've done, which is a standing treble. I will quickly show you how to do that. I'll just yank a piece of new yarn. Let's just use that for now. Okay, so you make a slip knot to put on your hook, and then just as you would do a normal treble, you wrap your yarn into the first stitch, complete your treble. All it means is that your starting yarn, rather than coming out at the bottom of the stitch, comes out at the top. But that's fine, because when you do your next double crochet row, you can sew those two, or weave those 2 yarns through the back of your stitches is one go. Similar to what I've done here. These were 2 in this colour, and one was from the standing treble and one was from the double crochet end of that row, and you just weave them back through. So it's nice and simple. So just to recap, move that out of the way. You need a starting chain, multiples of 5 plus 2. So as I said, I started with 67, and this size should fit a 16-inch cushion pad. I'm using a 4.0 hook. So just a simple row of treble, 65 treble, or however many you decide to do on your blanket, followed by a row of double crochet. You then start your next row by changing your colour, doing 5 treble, then making your 10 chain and slip stitching into the top of the treble underneath it to form these loops, followed by another 5 treble, 10 chain, slip stitch, 5 treble, 10 chain, slip stitch, etc. right away along the end. To finish that row, you do 1 chain, turn your work and do a row of double crochet coming back, making sure that you fold your loops down to the back of your work, to the front of your work. I'm on the wrong side. Folding them down to the front of your work so they are still showing at the front. Okay, you do as many rows as you need for your cushions. When you're on your last treble row, when you go along, rather than making a loop, you will pick up this one obviously after you've plaited them all up. They do stay fairly well plaited up, so once you plait one and then go on to do the other, they shouldn't really come undone. If you get stuck when you get to the stage of feeding them in, I will make another video to show you how to do that. I hope you enjoy this challenge that I've set you. As I say, we all need to be mindful at the moment and do something to help our mental state. So I hope you enjoy doing it. I know some of us have more time than others. And please let me know what you think. As I say, this is my first attempt, so it's, yeah, I've probably said too many times, but forgive me for that. And hopefully I will get more expert at making these videos. Thank you for listening, and let me see the results of your work. If you've got any queries, please get in touch and I will do my best to help you out. Thank you. Bye.